Hello everybody, welcome back to this week's vlog, and today it's a momentous day. It's June the 11th and it's our first eBay business seller meetup, and I am co-host and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, if you don't know what eBay seller meetups are, they are seller meetups for business sellers run by business sellers. eBay do support it through funding, but it's completely at the hands of business sellers like me, and we just basically put on an event where people can come together, we can share stories, we can learn, we're running some workshops, there's a little bit of food going on, and today's our first Birmingham meetup, and I'm really excited. I'm going to take you along for the ride. I'm leaving now. I'm kind of running late because it's about 20 past 8. There's always a little bit of M6 traffic getting into Birmingham from Telford, so I better get my skates on. Got a little bit of printing to do down at the office first because I've completely forgot to print out our thank you for attending, give us some feedback QR codes, which I'm going to go and do now. And then we're going to get on the motorway. We're going to head into the centre of Birmingham. The event is at the council buildings, and it's a really nice venue. We've got about 18 people coming. We've completely sold out, and it's going to be a really good day. Then it would not be a day without trying to get some sourcing done for my side project, which is now in the vintage clothing market, and we're going to go down to Red Brick Market. Now, I went to Red Brick Market a couple of weeks ago, and I don't know why I'm hunched over. I went to Red Brick Market a couple of weeks ago, spent about an hour there and got some really cool stuff, which is all sold now. And despite my Fleek order arriving a couple of days ago, I'm going to go to the Red Brick Market after the seller meetup to try and get some cool, unique products. And of course, the camera is coming with me, so less talking, more driving, because I do not want to be late for our first seller meetup. Let's go. Well, after a short drive down the motorway here at Birmingham, this is the venue, really nice. It's the council offices, and couldn't be a nicer day, to be honest with you. We should have held this in a beer garden. I don't think we would have got the concentration from everybody if we did hold it in a beer garden, but it's a beautiful day. Perfect for an eBay seller meetup, and yeah, right by the waterfall, looking really good. Looking forward to 3 hours worth of eBay learning and knowledge with some really cool eBay sellers. So yeah, let's crack on with the day. It's now the afternoon. eBay seller meetup finished, and I have to say, it went really well. We had a good turnout. There's only a couple of no-shows, but overall it went really well. I think there was a diverse range of people in the meetup, from pretty, not newbies, but those that didn't have a lot of knowledge, to seasoned sellers, some of them that have been selling for over 20 years. But overall it went really well. And as we're in Birmingham, the last thing I wanted to do is leave without visiting the Red Brick Market and trying to get some stock for the new eBay project, which is all about vintage clothing, and this is the best place to come in Birmingham for vintage clothing. So I'm here, let's go and see what they've got. Was a little bit disappointing. I spent an hour looking around Red Brick Market, and whilst there was loads of really cool stuff there, nothing worked price-wise. Pretty much everything that I saw today was for sale at retail. So despite me getting a couple of decent deals last time I was here, I got nothing today. Oh, it's gone a bit dark, I do apologise. Because I'm just getting in the car and driving home. So, a bit disappointing if I'm honest.
But anyway, we have to try, can you see me? We have to try these things. And if they don't work, they don't work. We have got a whole bunch of Fleek stuff to list, which is fine. But I was really hoping to pick up a couple of bargains today. Oh well, 45 minutes down the motorway, a bit of a relax, and then I'll debrief on the seller meetups and then what we've got planned for the rest of the week.
So before I crack on with the copious amounts of clothing thing that I've got to get done today, I thought I would spend 60 seconds just debriefing the Birmingham eBay Seller Meetup. As you can tell, I didn't get a chance to shoot much footage, mainly because I was co-hosting it, so I was super busy, but I got some footage before and after, and we all went to the pub afterwards, and I was there for about an hour, but apparently there's some people there that were there for kind of 3 or 4 hours. So, well, firstly, a massive thank you to everybody who turned up. If anybody is watching this video who turned up to the Birmingham meetup, they don't work unless you guys attend and contribute and have your input. And I hope you found it as beneficial and enjoyed it as much as I did co-hosting it. I thought it was really good. There was a lot of good conversations. There was a variety of different sellers in there, from people who had just started their business selling journey to people who had been selling on there for 20 odd years. And obviously, I couldn't have done it without Emily, my co-host, who was brilliant on the day. And between us, I think we both delivered a really good meetup. Our next one will be in 3 months' time. We plan to run them quarterly. So yeah, of tickets you can get for free, they're on Eventbrite. We'll probably do it at the same place, 18 people. But I thought it was really good, and hopefully we're going to grow a community from there. So yeah, cracking, brilliant day. Thank you for attending. Let's crack on with the rest of the day, which is clothing stuff. Okay, so we are doing the one thing that probably no clothing reseller enjoys, that is getting these t-shirts, we'll start with the t-shirts first, ironed, because we cannot sell them looking as creasy as they do now, which the creases you kind of expect because, well, they were freighted from outside of the UK in tightly wrapped bags. So there are creases everywhere. So after being washed, we need to get them ironed so they can be photographed well. And that's what I'm doing now. I've got 11 t-shirts to iron, and then I'm going to get those listed. Then I'm going to move on to the shirts, iron them and get them listed. And then the kind of sporty kind of sweat tops, they don't need ironing. They're good to go, to be fair. I'm going to do them in stages for one reason. I hate ironing. Hate it. And if this is going to be a volume kind of thing, I'm outsourcing my ironing because I'm not going to be standing there ironing stuff all the time. It's definitely going to be outsourced. And I think that will be a worthwhile fee to pay to get somebody to really do all this ironing well. So let's get the rest of these done, and then we can jump on to getting them listed. And I'm going to tell you about, well, how we're going to be selling this stuff. And it's not only on Marketplace. We've got something new. So let's talk about the process that I'm putting in place to manage the clothing sales while we're testing the market to see if this is going to actually get some traction and worth investing more money in. So once the clothing gets here, it's going to be washed and it's going to be ironed, so it's in a state that we can take photographs of it. We're then going to pop them on a hanger. I'm going to get a better rail than this, but I'm going to pick that up tomorrow. But for now, we've got our era, which I've hung everything on once they've been ironed. Then we're going to transfer them over to the photograph station, and we're going to take photographs of them. And then what I'm going to do is the batch of clothes that I'm going to list on that day, I'm just going to photograph them. So I think we've got about 11 t-shirts up there, which I'm going to photograph them all in once, all in one go, get them done, get them knocked out, then transfer them over to my Mac and build the listings, get the listings up on my various marketplaces and the special new place, which I will tell you more about later in this video. Then they're going to be popped in a polylope bag. These ones that I've just got from work, I've not ordered any specific ones yet, so these might not be the perfect size for them, but we'll see how they go anyway. And if we need to change the size that we're buying, then we'll just buy some different sized ones. Polylope bag, they're then going to have a reference number on the front, which coordinates with the SKU code that we're using online, so we can then reference the sale when it comes through to the product that's packed. I haven't got my label printer yet, despite me having about 20 of them at work. So at the moment we are using good old-fashioned labels and good old-fashioned marker pens. Next time I do a video, the label printer will be here, so that will look a little bit more professional. So then each one, once they've been put in a polyalert bag, will have a reference number label on the front that correlates with the listing, and then popped in a storage box. And I'll flip the camera around actually so you can have a look. So this is going to be the box. It's going to have the reference number of all the items that are in this box. So 101 to whatever the last number is, say F120, that's going to go on the front of there, and then they're all going to, at the moment, they're all kind of lying down flat, but once this box is full, they'll all stand up on the edge so we can get as many in there as possible. And then that is just going to be popped wherever I'm going to store it. At the moment, it's probably just going to go underneath the photography studio. And then once something sells, we can find out what FF number is, get it out of the relevant box, put a nice little thank you card in there and maybe a little bit of an incentive to come back and buy some more, and then we'll just ship it out. Now, all of my shipping is going to be done from work because we ship out every single day, so Royal Mail collects from us every single day. So once something sells, it'll be transported down there, or if we're ever housing stuff down there, it'll stay down there, and then we'll ship out to the customer from there. So yeah, that's going to be the process. So we've now ironed, I have now ironed 10, 11 t-shirts, and I'm going to take you through how I'm going to photograph them. Now, I'm not a clothing reseller. I'm testing this whole category out, but I've done lots and lots and lots and lots and tons and thousands and tens of thousands of listings on eBay, for example. I know what I'm doing. I haven't got my yardstick yet for measurements, so I'm just going to use an old-fashioned tape measure and just hold it so we can at least get the armpit to armpit length and the collar to bottom same length, so we can include those in the picture so when a buyer's looking at it, they can see the exact size. And yeah, let's go. Let's get some photographs done. That is now 10 t-shirts washed, ironed, photographed, and now live on eBay. So since upgrading our account from private to business and reskinning it to faded fits to match the kind of vintage category that we're getting into for men's clothing, we've now got our first 16 products live. Happy days, and I think they all look pretty good. The workstation, the photography workstation is doing its job. It's taking some good photographs. And everything's going really well. Now, I said earlier on that eBay isn't going to be the only place that we're selling them. We will be pushing these to Vinted as well, maybe Depop, but I don't know. I'm going to try that and see what it's like. But I've also launched, and let me show you. Faded Fits is now on Shopify, and we have a dedicated e-commerce platform. Now, I've been wanting to do this for a while for this, and I think it's going to work really well. Everything that is going on eBay also goes on Shopify, and it just gives us double the amount of exposure, and we're really going to double down on our socials and push people to our Shopify store and potentially eBay as well. Now, I have already downloaded a widget or whatever you call it just to manage and I am sorry it keeps on getting lighter and darker. The windows to this studio are right over there, and the sun sets straight down behind the house, and typically it's shining right in and just ruining all my lighting. I should really put some curtains over there and control the light a little bit better. But yeah, the plan will be get everything on Shopify, get everything on eBay. I've got an app, a widget that manages the inventory from Shopify to eBay. As long as I use the same SKUs, everything links and maps. So if it sells on Shopify, it'll deduct it from eBay. If it sells on eBay, it'll deduct it on Shopify. And I'll go into that in another video because I know I've not really touched on Shopify before. But yeah, so far so good. We've still got all the shirts to do, all the rest of the sweats to do, probably about another 20 items. We're going to be doing that next week in next week's video because it's 6 o'clock, 20 past 6 on Sunday, and the Canadian Grand Prix is on, and that's going to be my priority for the rest of the day. Enough with work. And not forgetting that this little project started as a as a private selling project around my full-time job, the business that I manage, which also has a massive amount of eBay presence, which is super, super busy. So I'm doing all of this clothing stuff in my spare time, evenings and weekends, and documenting the journey and creating this content for you guys to watch and to learn from. At some point, I will be introducing my business into this whole channel because it sells on eBay, it sells on Amazon, it sells on Backmarket, it sells on Shopify, and it's much, much, much larger scale than what I'm doing now. But yeah, there's a time and a place for that, and we'll bring that in eventually when I'm ready. But for now, I think I'm going to close this video, bring it to an end, because we've got some good progress, we've got some presence on eBay, we've got the new Shopify store. I'm going to go into more of all of those in next week's video. But for now, I'm saying goodbye, ending the video. So thanks for watching, do appreciate it. If you've enjoyed this content, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, because 70% of you who watch these videos aren't subscribed. So if you aren't a subscriber, why not? Surely from all of this hard work, it's got to be worth tapping that subscribe button and hitting that bell icon. Try and bring videos out every single week. So yeah, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe, follow the journey. I hope your reselling's going well. If you want to see any kinds of videos being made, pop them down in the comments. If you've got any questions about reselling, marketplaces, blah, 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 put them down in the comments. I'll always try and answer every single person who puts a message down there. But for now, thanks for watching. Keep sourcing, keep making money. I will see you on the next video.